This morning, I'm asking Will over here a question. And I said, no, actually, I didn't even ask you. You just,
I think I said something about Mass Effect.
yeah, you were like Trigger Devils. You tested them.
Oh, yeah, I tested Trigger Devils with Mass Effect, and they work fantastically, by the way. I need to get a new controller so I can continue to actually use them.
Would you say 100% compatibility?
Yeah, I played for I think an hour or two, and I had zero problems. I was kicking ass.
That's because Trigger Devils are ballers. They're amazing. And they work with every single game ever made.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
Especially the games they don't work with.
Yeah, like GTA.
Yeah, they work for the shooting section, so if you're playing deathmatch or any sort of
that is
thing
true.
like that,
The
you can pop
multiplayer.
them on, yeah. But if you're just in the open world screwing around, then yeah.
Anyway, so then I asked Mr. Will over here, what's going on with Mass Effect Andromeda? Is it being well received? Is it not? Because Mass Effect is a good game.
Yeah, I don't know about critic reviews or, but I think generally a lot of the population is divided on that. A lot of the fans. The original trilogy was obviously very well received and incredible games.
Yeah, and people I know that are into Mass Effect live by that game.
It's almost like, as far as video games go, it's almost like the Star Trek of video games.
Yes.
It has a huge cult following. This new one, everybody was looking forward to it. As it got closer to release, some things were brought to light that, and I'm not going to get all the information. I don't know all the information 100%, but apparently what happened is a lot of the original, I think a few of the heads that actually helped make Mass Effect left BioWare.
Oh.
So the original Mass Effect team that worked on 1 and 2, and I think most of 3,
they weren't there at the end.
A lot of the team was still there, but that team had literally nothing to do with Mass Effect Andromeda. The new one was, I think they had sold the property to EA, who published Mass Effect anyway. And what EA did was take EA Montreal and renamed it BioWare Montreal. So from what I've read and heard, Mass Effect Andromeda was completely made by EA, essentially having nothing to do with BioWare, the people who actually made the original trilogy. So, but I did hear it was a lot of people who were that is comprised of people who really loved Mass Effect. So I think the people who made Andromeda were true to heart Mass Effect fans.
Yeah.
So they want to do the best they can. So it's, as far as development wise, I think EA Montreal wasn't quite like the cash grab kind of thing, but EA obviously did it for the money. So it took a hit in quality. Multiplayer is very fun. I've not played the single player yet, but
it has multiplayer? No?
Yeah.
Didn't the old ones not?
Mass Effect 3 had multiplayer, but the first two didn't. I know a lot of people are getting bent out of shape, and with good reason, but I've talked to a lot of people who have actually played Mass Effect Andromeda, and people are more so looking at it as more Mass Effect, not like the next thing in Mass Effect. So rather as looking at it as an upgrade or a sequel, they're just looking at it as a side story. And I know a lot of people who are actually really enjoying the story and really enjoying the game. So
it's a good game, but the bar was set so damn high that perhaps
the bar was set way too high.
I wonder why the BioWare original developers weren't, and development team wasn't involved. Maybe they're working on the actual next.
Oh, I hear they're working on. I think they might be working on just a brand new IP in general, so just a brand new game series. Cool. But it still feels like Mass Effect was. If I made a game like Mass Effect, that would be like my baby. I wouldn't want to get rid of it. So to just straight up be like, oh yeah, EA, our original trilogy was insanely popular, but you can just have this and do whatever you want with it. Just seems kind of weird. But
let's see if I can find some spacey music to put over our Mass Effect conversation, so that
that would be awesome.
Sounds contextually
accurate. Actually use part of the original Mass Effect soundtrack.
Oh, we definitely cannot do that.
But I know we can.
Yeah, that would be expensive,
awesome.
And still probably would get us a strike.
But yeah, and I've played the multiplayer. The graphics look great. It plays really well. The new combat is super fun. You're a lot more mobile than you were in 3. I've not played the story yet, so I don't know how that goes. I'm hearing it's the story's kind of lame, but I'm hearing it's also, play it for yourself. Don't just not play it because of the things you've heard.
First of all, I should come over to your place. I want to check out the multiplayer, so I should come over and check it out at your place.
Yeah,
soon.
Sure.
And then the other thing is...
You'll have to bring some controllers if you want to use Trigger Devils, because mine are busted as shit.
Yeah, well, it turns out I have a ton of controllers, so I can just
do?
I have like 20 controllers.
Perfect.
You know, I own this company, and we make attachments for the controllers.
Oh, do you need any help?
Yes, we do. It just reminded me, Destiny 2 announcement and reveal trailer coming.
I think the 30th, which is
the
tomorrow.
30th. Holy crap! Yeah, it is tomorrow.
I am both excited and very skeptical for Destiny 2, because Destiny 1, they said was going to be a 10-year game. It's only been what, 3?
Has it? It only been 3? It feels like it's been longer.
3
than
or 4.
Maybe
Fourth the most. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because I don't do math well. So probably 4 years Destiny has been out. Which it was initially a pretty large project to undertake to try and give an MMO feel to an actual action shooter.
Yeah.
So I think it was very ambitious of them. So I can't blame them for not carrying on with that one thing for 10 years, because you're obviously going to figure out what's wrong. You're going to want to improve it, which is what I hope they're doing with Destiny 2. Destiny 1 was actually really fun, and I loved the shit out of it. My only problem was you would roll through the content so fast that in maybe 15 hours of play, then 15 or 20 hours, you're already at the point where you have to replay everything ad nauseum to actually get any of the better gear. Or it's like endgame content for MMOs, but generally takes a lot longer to get there. So that was my problem, was lack of content for Destiny, and I'm hoping they fix that with Destiny 2.
Yeah, I know the endgame was notoriously not satisfying, the endgame content. And I only played Crucible. I played a ton of Crucible. And then I think I just quit when Black Ops 3 came out.
Yeah.
I think that's just straight up what happened. But I played a ton of that. And I didn't even level up my hero at all. I just played Crucible.
Oh, really? That's awesome. See...
Unless I had to maximize a gun or something. Or get
and I guess that's more so a personal problem of mine, I guess you'd say, is I'm more into like single player and co-op kind of things. Mm-hmm. So when it came to Crucible, I wasn't too into it. So when I ran out of things to do co-op with friends was when it kind of fell off. And by the time they started coming out with all the quality content, like The Taken King, I think, I've not even played that, but I've heard it's supposed to be amazing. But it was like I was already too far out of Destiny when that came out to want to get back into it. So if with Destiny 2, even if they use the same model and maybe steadily release content to keep people into it, I might like it better. But if it's like a year between new content and I fall off after a month and a half, like I'm not going to come back to Destiny after a year. So
I don't think this is going to be a problem with Trigger Devils and Destiny 2, because our stopper is getting more and more refined. But can they not do funky, weird things with the triggers and the guns? Like, no one cares about that. Can they not do different trigger distances?
Why wouldn't they just do one static, like, here's where the guns...
Sometimes the developers try to get fancy with that. No one can feel the difference. No one can feel it.
No.
And it adds no value, and all it does is screw with our stopper distance. So Destiny 2 developers, who I'm sure are watching this...
Of course. They're one of the 80 people who are going to see this video.
Don't screw with it. Be like Mass Effect and all the other games that just have the same trigger stop distance and 100% compatibility. All right.
In fact, come to us and ask, and we'll tell you the trigger stop distance.
Well, actually, yeah, we should just send them to them. That's it, I think. Let's close this one out.
Cool. Bye.
That was quick. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, subscribe to the channel. In fact, if I can make my cat meow right now, you have to click the subscribe button. Okay, deal? You agreed, so now you have to subscribe. We'll wait. Oh, you're not done, are you? Subscribe.